What the fuck?
I just watched the best Stranger Things episodes I've ever seen, and it's not even close. Let me tell you the story. Hopper and Joyce decide to drive to one of the locations the Russians purchased just to see if they can find more information about what's going on. While searching the house, they hear a noise and end up finding this.
Bro, what a hideout.
They go down the stairs to investigate more, and they end up running into these two Russian spies.
Got y'all ass.
Hawkins PD, hands in the air.
You know, Hop, I'm starting to realize a pattern. Every time you be like, Hawkins PD, nobody give a damn.
It's a big problem though. These Russians don't speak a lick of English, so they couldn't even comply with him if they wanted to.
I can't understand you.
How the heck I got the captions and they still don't have the captions? I don't know what they saying either, Hop.
As they're trying to figure out how to communicate, they start to hear steps from the floor above them. Turns out it's this crazy ass dude, and trust me, you gonna see how crazy he is later.
Who the hell that is? A Terminator?
So this guy makes his way down to the basement and sees that his partner is tied up.
Got his ass. Got his ass.
Drop the gun.
Got his ass. Hop, you might as well. Don't pull it if you ain't ready to shoot it.
This guy's like me, and he called Hopper's bluff. But to my surprise, he actually pulled the trigger.
Holy, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This motherfucker, how the hell you dodge a bullet?
At this point, all hell is breaking loose, and the only thing I can really say is,
Miss Joyce, pick up the strap.
and she did, but it didn't go too well.
Miss Joyce, it ain't no way, girl.
When I tell you all hell broke loose, look at this. His ass is on some nut shit. Luckily, they were barely able to escape one of the Russian spies.
Why the hell you got so many bullets?
Once they're in a safe place, Hop tries to work on his car, but it's obvious he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Stop! Shut up, Smirnoff, damn!
I know it. That boy's a car guy.
So now that their car is literally in flames, they have to walk the rest of the way. Going back to Steve, Dustin, Robin, and Erica, they find that they're stuck miles underground and there's nothing they can do.
A code red, is anyone copy?
I don't think he gonna get no reception down there.
Robin can start to hear people outside of the elevator, so she tells everyone to hide. Once the men open the door and leave, they use this as an opportunity to finally escape.
Now, if they press that thing and go up, y'all know it's gonna be over with, y'all.
They start to explore the lab, but by doing so, they accidentally run into this guy.
Yeah, well, we screwed now.
So Steve and this guy start to fight, and he usually gets his ass whooped, but surprisingly, Steve won this time.
Okay, Steve, we 2 for 2 now. We 2 for 2 now.
You wanna fight?
You feel me?
Nancy and Jonathan meet up with 11, Max, Lucas, and Will to try to figure out what's going on. They said Miss Driscoll was acting really similar to Billy, so she might be infected as well. The group then heads to Heather's house and start to notice little clues about her parents being attacked.
So he got his ass hit in the head with the bottle. Oh, shit.
Nancy then remembered when Miss Driscoll was acting like a crackhead, she kept saying that she needed to go back. So if they let her go, they can find out what happened to all of the victims. Hopper and Joyce bring the spy to Murray because he's the only one that they know that speaks fluent Russian. And while this is going on, Nancy and Jonathan bring the kids to the hospital to see Mrs. Driscoll.
Whoa, excuse me. Where do you think you're going?
They the grandkids.
This is my family.
One of them adopted.
The hospital has a rule where only 2 visitors can go visit a patient at a time. So Jonathan and Nancy decide to go see Mrs. Driscoll.
You should have probably took L instead of Jonathan.
Once they get to the room, they see that it's empty. Shortly after, Tom appears with blood stains all over his clothes, and he lets them know that she escaped and she finally went home.
All right, Jonathan, put them paws up. Put them paws up.
Jonathan knocks him out only to escape and find another guy covered in blood. He starts to chase him, and then we realize that they didn't kill the entire hospital staff. They get trapped in a room, and it's looking like it's about to be the end for Jonathan and Nancy.
Jonathan, you can't let her go like goddamn. Oh, you can't fuck with him.
Jonathan is about to get killed by this stool, but just imagine how embarrassing that'd be. You got your ass killed by a stool, But he lucked out because Nancy saved him.
Jonathan, get the fuck up.
Y'all, this next part is why I say these might be the best Stranger Things episodes I've ever seen. Both of these dudes start to melt and turn into this nasty ooze stuff. And then they create this shit right here.
What the fuck?
As that is happening, Will's spidey senses are going off.
Oh, damn, that neck jiggling. That neck tingling.
Upstairs, Nancy and Jonathan are getting chased by this thing that looks like some chewed up bubble gum. Nancy gets trapped, and as soon as it looks like she's about to die, 11 arrives and saves her. The creature then transforms back into some ooze and returns into the sewer.
Man, I'm telling y'all, get y'all some jars and scoop that shit up and burn it.
Once the ooze makes it into the sewer, it attaches itself to an even bigger monster. We also see Billy and Heather in the sewer, and they just simply say, "It's time."
Time for what? Time for what? It ain't time for nothing. It ain't time for a goddamn thing. It's time for y'all to go back to the upside down. That's what it's time for.
Believe it or not, this story is about to get even crazier. Y'all remember that Terminator looking dude from the beginning? Well, he's back, and he's pissed off that he didn't get the chance to kill Hopper. So he goes to the mayor and kindly asks him to find Hopper so he can finish the job. Meanwhile, Hopper, Joyce, and Murray are trying to get the spy to talk, but nothing is working. Then Hopper realizes that they need to let the spy go without being harmed, because if he goes back like that, the others will think he's a traitor.
Well, I guess we're all on the same page now. Okay, Hop, you was right. I admit that. You was right. You was right.
The spy explains that the Russians are trying to open the door to the upside down. He lets them know that they're getting close because it's a lot weaker after 11 closed it.
So they ripped the Band-Aid out before it can even heal.
Hopper then lets the spy know that they're going to bring him back to the lab so he can close the gate for good. But he informs him that since he was kidnapped, the team will no longer trust him. He also let him know that the building is covered with maximum security, so breaking into it would be nearly impossible. Steve and Robin are now caught by the Russians, but Dustin and Erica manage to escape, but they promise they'll return with help. Dustin is filling Erica in on everything that has happened so far, and she believes it for the most part, but she's having trouble believing that her brother would have anything to do with it.
So all that shit you told me, Lucas was there?
Yeah.
My brother, Lucas Charleston?
He was there. He was there. I seen him.
Believe everything about Elle and the gate and the Demodogs and the Mind Flayer, but you question your brother's involvement?
That's correct.
The Russians are still trying to figure out who Steve and Robin work for, but once they find out that they won't crack, they leave the room to try to come up with a new plan.
What in the Nazi soldiers y'all got going on and y'all about to do experiments on their ass? Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
While they're alone, Robin asks Steve if she remembers him from high school. She then goes on to tell him that even though he was a jerk to everyone, she was obsessed with him because she really wanted to be popular. But Steve let her know that being popular wasn't all it was cracked up to be.
It's like people being like, I got $1 billion, but I ain't happy. It don't make me happy. And then somebody else broke. Like, no, let me find out. I don't like being broke. So let me find out what it's like to be rich too.
The Russians then return and they inject Robin and Steve with something that's gonna make them loose and talk. I low-key think that's that shit my Uncle Ricky be taking because his ass always be acting goofy too. Robin reveals that they're not spies, they're just some young kids who heard their broadcast and decided that they wanted to crack their code. One of their alarms goes off and it turns out some green ooze stuff they had in the container broke and fell through all of the floor. And while this is happening, Dustin and Erica uses opportunity to save Steve and Robin.
Let's get the hell up out of here.
Elle is trying to use her powers to figure out what happened to all of the victims, but she's in there for a long time, which leads to Max and Mike arguing because Mike doesn't want Elle to get hurt, but Max thinks the information is needed for them to find out what happened.
I love her and I can't lose her again.
What's going on?
Y'all been doing all that ear snooping. 11, I know you done heard what he said.
So far, 11 has been unsuccessful, but she remembered how she was able to get in her mother's head, So she uses that method to find Billy. He lets her know that this was all a trap, and now they can see her. And they're going to destroy her first and everyone she loves right after her.
Shit, y'all. No, you can't tell me season 4 about to be better than this. I don't believe it.